Yeah. So yeah, this is a redo from the previous one. I don't know what happened to the previous audio. Harlan went to go listen to it because he was excited to hear it, and he's like, "Yeah, I can hear you, bro." And he's like, "I kind of heard somebody else talking, but then it just went really quiet, and then all I could hear was you talk a couple of times, but that was it. That's all I would get." So, welcome back to the your first interview.
First interview, take two.
Yeah, first interview.
Round two.
Yeah, I fired the employee responsible. So
Oh, did you?
yeah, no more freeloading. eat my eat my canned food for free. So yeah, so welcome back. So I'm gonna try to remember all the same questions that I asked you last time. I believe the first one was uh what was your what is your history in role playing? What was your
Yeah.
I'm talking way at my microphone. That probably sounds like garbage. Okay, so let me re-ask that question. What was your first experiences in role playing?
Are you recording now?
Oh yeah, yeah. I can
Okay. I didn't realize you were recording now.
yeah. Oh, hold on. Hold on. I think I gotta give me 1 second. I think I gotta hang up and dial back in. Okay, there we go. Is that better?
Yeah, you're just fine.
Okay, yeah. My computer roboted, then all of a sudden all I see was flashing greens, but nothing was coming up or nothing was coming out of anybody's
Gotcha.
technical errors. I tell you, this happens to me all the time.
Sounds like you should fire somebody.
Yeah, I'm about to fire Discord. This is ridiculous. This happens to me whenever I'm playing GI Joe. I'll be somebody will be talking like, and I'm about to. All right. So, first experiences with role playing games.
First experience was basically junior year of high school playing 3.5 D&D for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I haven't really played any experience in other D&D ever. Like I saw a game like different games around the time, but like never had a big interest until like I was kind of peer pressured into it.
Yeah.
Then I was like, F it, why not?
Yeah, I was never big into gaming for a long time. Um, and then started listening to a podcast that was an actual play podcast, and I like really got into it, and I thought it was a lot of fun. And I knew like Justin and Ed played, so I was like, "Hey guys, I would like to try it out." And Justin invited me to the Transformers game, and I loved that. And I wanted to get into more, and now I've been into multiple games, and now we got our Highlander game going. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I wish I could play more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that was that's for Justin and I. That's our long running Transformers D20 modern hybrid machine. There. How long have we been playing that one for? Since like 2011, 2012? Maybe
Give or
earlier?
take, on and off. Like we had a few years of
Downtime.
quiet because some stuff, just life and all that stuff.
Yeah, like I know I moved away. Was it was Andrew at the start of that when he left for the military, or was that
I think this would be like around the time he moved and stuff like that up to Michigan.
yeah. I know or was it Lee who left for the military while we were playing it?
Lee wasn't part of the campaign at that point.
Okay.
He joined in later.
Right, right.
So I think it might have been Andrew moving and all that stuff, and just stalling like just life again, like life
Yeah,
Always finds a way to interfere.
Yeah, life sucks.
it does.
Indeed.
Yeah, I didn't join until 2016, 2017, I think, something like that,
Have we been
or
playing it that long?
maybe even later than that. No.
2018, 2020. Yeah, because it was pretty close to the pandemic, I think, was when you joined up with us, and that's when I met you, and then
Yeah.
then I started working with you because
Yep.
you were in your job was in desperate need of help, and I was in desperate
Yep.
need to get out of my job,
Yeah.
Right.
and so but yeah, so D20 Modern, so yeah, D20 Modern was your first game, Paul, and
Yep.
Justin, that was what, maybe like your second game or third game?
Give or take, I think.
Yeah.
I tried fourth edition, which like a lot of people didn't like. I was one of them.
No.
It felt too. I don't know what the term would be.
It was kind of goofy, right? Like it
Yeah.
was, yeah, I wasn't impressed. I didn't like fourth edition's layout, period. It was all over the place. It was baffling. You had powers per encounter, day, hour, week, month,
Yeah.
superpower once in a blue, like, once a whatever. I wasn't fond of it.
Yeah. Same here.
Yeah, I played 3.5. I'm in a 3.5. Well, actually, with you, duh.
Oh yeah,
Ed's campaign that we only played like 4 times in the last 3 years.
yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that one, and then and now we got our Highlander game for Everyday Heroes.
hmm Now I know I know I'm the guilty one for introducing you guys to Everyday Heroes. Um,
Yeah, I'm not mad about that. Like the fact that they had a Highlander game was made me happy.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm the Highlander game is freaking awesome. I think I don't even know. I'm trying to figure out. It's different.
hmm
It's different, but it's a good different because it's not like it's like, oh, it's too different. Blah blah. No, it's like similar to D20 Modern.
hmm
Like I think it's a little. Some things are simplified.
yeah,
Other things not so much. But a lot of it's simplified. And I love the Highlander game because of the setup that there's 2 teams, good and evil.
yeah,
Um, us being on the evil team, and then each team meets separately with the GM, does their thing. Yep. Yes. Yep. That's Justin. And then uh, he said eventually we're going to meet up and see what happens. Good versus evil. So I'm excited about.
Uh-oh. Heard another robot. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
So yeah, looking
Yes.
forward to that.
Sorry, it roboted on me again. Just
Oh.
Paul was saying, he's like, so yeah. So sorry, you have to repeat what was.
Him or Paul? Me or Paul?
Both of you. That's where that's where it left off.
All right. So basically, Paul was explaining how I have both teams meet up at separate times,
Yeah.
but as soon as like both teams hit level 5, there's going to be basically a clash, and we're going to see how it turns out. See if any characters dies or lives.
Yeah.
Like again, like I've told both sides too. You can't get mad, but you got to know this is part of the game. Death is inevitable in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one team is gonna win.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just like from the
So-
show. Just like from the show. Duncan MacLeod. You and me naked blade the naked blade.
There can only be one.
Indeed. And that's the whole point of the game. Like, it's also my niece's first time experiencing an RPG too, because she's been curious about it.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that's right. You got her into it.
She wanted to play game, and like my brother asked me if I had any games rolling. So like, yeah, I said I would do it. She's still got a lot to learn about stuff, but it's just like
How
she can handle it.
Yeah, how's she
Well, I
like
mean,
in the Highlander setting too?
She's not familiar with the Highlanders like series at all, so like I had to give her like a crash course without showing her like some of the movie stuff because some of the movies have inappropriate scenes for a girl her age.
Oh,
how old is she?
I forgot.
Oh no.
Niece's age.
Yep.
That's funny. But I mean, she's what, 15, 16?
I think around that.
She
Yeah. Well, I mean, is there any nudity? There's no
Sorry, what was that?
nudity. There's no nudity in the movies, right?
Oh no,
There
Or the
is.
series?
Oh yeah.
There's
there is.
There's
Oh,
like just random ass sex scenes in each movie that I can remember. Even the TV series, like it got away with a couple things. You didn't see any like nipples and stuff like that, but it was like they got busy on that show too.
In the first episode, you see enough of what's her name, the blonde.
Tessa.
Yeah. Yeah, it's slightly frosted glass, but I mean, you can pretty much make out the details.
Okay. I do remember that now that you mention it.
Yeah, but I mean, at least the TV show's at least safe enough, and you know, that's one of the things I did notice about Highlander, just in listening to podcasts about Highlander. Women are the romantic side of things is what really interests women in Highlander. So I think your niece will probably might warm up to it as she gets older. Maybe the fantasy aspects will attract her more. You know,
I did show her bits like of the animated movie and stuff like that. But again, there's a blatant sex scene in that one too. Shocker.
Oh jeez.
But I showed her like this edited one where they kind of like, just cut it out because it actually didn't play any pivotal role in the movie.
Yeah.
So that's a fun way. Like I kind of like loophole it or skipped it. So, but she understood it. Like these guys were fighting. Like the dude was like 2,000 years old himself, trying to get revenge for his wife.
Yeah.
Good
and that's
movie,
one thing. Yeah, when I try to explain, yeah, it's okay. When I try to explain to people like, oh, Highlander RPG, and they're like, how does that work? They're immortal, and I'm like, yeah, fair question. But I'm like, no, like you can go below your hit points and you go unconscious. You can't die per se, like you would in a normal RPG. There's only there's a very short list of ways you can die.
Yeah.
Yep.
Permanently.
Yeah, permanently die. Yeah, because I mean, you can't like I said, you can go below your hit points and go unconscious, and depending on who's around, you know, like you just wake up. But so yeah, explaining it to them, to other people when they say, "Wait, Highlander, that doesn't make any sense." I'm like, actually, there's mechanics for everything.
Yep.
Yeah, listen, they definitely. I feel like they definitely laid the rules out for this in a very competent manner. Like they did a really good job, for sure.
Definitely.
And I can see why it's a great big hit. I mean, they've had Adrian Paul come out to the conventions and you know, Grand Marshal the whole thing, but he was watching players at the convention and listening to them talk about their characters and their histories and just getting into things, and it seemed to pique his interest. So yeah, I'd be glad to find out if whether or not he decided he wants to pick up role playing like many other actors do.
Yeah.
So so what other games apart within the Everyday Hero system, what other settings interested you?
No, like so far, like just the Highlanders is interesting in most, but like I do find the idea of like doing the Kong Skull Island one is interesting as well.
Yeah.
Same.
Let's see. The Pacific Rim one was like I like now this is me coming, and these two both know like I'm a huge fan of like giant robots and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the Pacific Rim one did not interest me at all.
Pacific Rim didn't?
Yeah.
Huh.
Like I like that. You guys both know I love Mecha, no matter what.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like this one is weird. Like I did not for some reason like it.
You know, I can almost kind of agree because in terms of the movies, I was ambivalent about them. The idea that it's like, oh, you need two people to be synchronized to pilot a mech, it just seemed so obtuse of a concept
Right.
that's really impractical. Um, so I think they handled the class okay, the bonded twins. I think they handled that okay. For the most part, it's just it is awkward for sure. So I can kind of agree. I can see why it wasn't that appealing to you.
Yeah. Like the whole like bio, like I don't understand like the whole concept of like the whole drift thing about like the whole like you need two pilots that can like control like a robot. Like other like like mecha like franchises have shown like
Mhm.
not that difficult, but I don't know. Maybe it's because of the size of the robot. Because these things were like I don't even know how big these things were. Like they were massive. Like one carried like freaking like oil tanker and stuff like that. Used it as a bat.
Yeah, they were huge.
Yeah, the Jaegers. Yeah, I kind of liked. I kind of like more some of the Gundam depictions where they've got the foot pedals, and you kind of
Right.
work them left and right. So that's what helps create your walking motions. They've got various joysticks and buttons for
I
weapons and
mean, like
arms and.
you like you returned Gundam 0083 to me like recently.
Mhm.
That's a good prime example of like watching a pilot like pilot a mecha because like when he gets the upgrades for the space version, you just see him like hitting the buttons and stuff like that, just checking the gears and stuff like that, like any like fighter pilot would do.
Yeah,
So like I find that realistic more than the whole two pilot system drifting psychic nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Like the movies are fun to watch and all, but it's just like I would not use it.
so if they
Yeah, I
could.
haven't had.
Oh, go ahead, Paul. Go ahead.
Well, I was just. I haven't had a chance to look at the Pacific Rim one, and Justin being a mecha guy, if he doesn't like it. I'm probably not going to like it.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
like also again, like tandem pilots and stuff like that. They've done that before in different shows too.
Yeah.
Some being like hell. What movie was it?
In
It-
Macross Plus, they had like pilots and co-pilots that would handle
Right.
stuff, if I'm not mistaken. So
Actually, that's also a good example too. In Macross Plus, they did have a fighter jet that was operated by brainwaves by one person.
right.
So, but he was also part alien. But like I can say, you give him a better edge. But I'm not sure about that. But because also the jet was way smaller than what the Jaegers are. Like I would say that's more feasible.
Yeah.
They actually went into detail. Like if you ever watched those movies. In fact, I'm also like speaking of that, I'm getting the Blu-ray edition here in the next few weeks, which is coming out soon. I'm like super excited for that. So we might have a movie night to watch that.
Nice. And I know you mentioned something about Disney Plus was getting Macross Plus, so
I ugh.
I haven't seen it on there. It hasn't been added yet, but
What
I
I
haven't seen
found out
it.
what I found out was it's in the UK.
UK only. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, United States doesn't get anything cool like that. We get crappy sing-alongs like Agatha All Along and other.
That's not a sing along.
Well, it's something like musical something or another. I don't know. It looks goofy.
You can't start watching it. There hasn't been any songs in except for the theme song.
What?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Or maybe they're
I got.
homages. I don't know. I'm
I
talking
don't know,
out
but
my
yeah.
ass. I am talking out my ass. I don't know. All the pictures I've ever seen of it, I'm just like, was it maybe
Well,
the
it's a,
80s movies? Maybe
that's
that's what it
possible.
was.
But no, Agatha All Along is a follow up from WandaVision from a
Yeah.
few years ago. But yeah, no, it's all about witches and witchcraft and stuff, but there's no singing or music or anything.
Okay. Maybe I was thinking something else, but Yeah, no, and I
I
was pretty
mean,
lukewarm about WandaVision anyway. Wasn't fond of like the whole like she kidnaps a town and it's like here's our hero Photon. She's like go girl, you don't owe them an explanation. And it's like she fucking kidnapped the town. Like yeah, no, she kind of owes them a bit of an explanation why she kept them captive for like a month or two. Are you fucking for real? Maybe an apology. I mean, like, I'm sorry. I was going through a mental illness thing. I don't know.
well,
Just
no, she did. She apologized at the end after actually, I don't even think she realized because Candace just rewatched it.
mhm,
She didn't realize what she was doing at first
right.
because the people to her were acting normal, and then she started to realize, oh no,
Controlling them.
I'm doing I'm somehow controlling them. And then when she was done, she freed, and plus she had quote unquote family, and if she dispelled
The
the
hex.
illusion or whatever,
Yeah.
her family did too. So she was like torn, but she did end up doing that, and she was like, well, I'm sorry. And pretty much like it wasn't so much as you go girl as it was there's nothing I can do to stop you because you would whoop my ass. So
Yeah, I don't ever watch that. Like I said, after like Endgame, I lost a lot of interest in Marvel movies.
Yeah.
they're hit or miss. They're really hit or miss now.
Yeah. Have you seen The Werewolf by Night? That one was really good.
I have
No,
not seen that.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Werewolf by Night. Out of all the new stuff post Endgame, I think that one was probably the one I enjoyed the most.
Moon Knight was really good. I really like Moon Knight.
I like I'm on episode 3 in that one, and it's okay. It's so very different from everything in the comics that I'm just like, okay, I
Oh yeah,
guess.
yeah. The comic storylines have been rewritten so many times. It's just like a live action comic
yeah.
at the which I know is what it's supposed to be, but
And speaking of like comics and stuff like that, that brings me up to the topic of like, do you guys like the whole thing with Transformers One? Like it bombed. Like, have either of you watched it yet?
No, I
no.
haven't seen it.
Like I went to go theaters and watched it. Like I loved it. It was actually a good origin story and stuff like that. But like people saying it sucked. I'm trying to figure out why.
Well, I
Like I'm
know I know
sorry,
that
but
the numbers were bad because it came out the same weekend as some other big films, and so everybody was going to see that. So I know
right,
that's why people in the theater. But like I said, I haven't read anything about it sucking or anything, and I haven't seen it, and I'm going to see it regardless. I don't care what people say because I want to watch it.
right. Like I watched it like and I enjoyed it. There's a few things here and there like I could like gripe about, but just on pacing. But other than that,
Mhm.
good origin story. And it's just irks me about it like so much.
Hmm.
Being a huge Transformers fan, like I said, like Paul said, if Justin doesn't like it, I'm not gonna like it.
Yeah,
Like since I'm like a mecha guy, and I like that movie, and like I don't just understand all the hate for it. Looking into like the Facebook groups and shit like that.
Yeah. And for me,
hmm.
I'm happy that Bumblebee has his voice back.
Right, that trope. Ugh,
Yeah,
That yeah, that
that
whole
needs
I
to
thing
hate
was
end.
true. I mean, I kind of
that.
got it for like the original movie. It was kind of fun, but then they just kept going with it and running with it, and it's like, okay, it's old now.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact, like in the end of what was it, Transformers Prime, they gave him his voice back, and he was voiced by like Will Friedle. Like that was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like what you could have done this at the end of season one.
Right?
I wish they would have done it sooner. Although I'll say that Prime at least did a better job with like the wow, wow, wow. Like I preferred
Yeah.
that over the
Radio talking.
spontaneous radio talking. Yeah, that was like that doesn't make any sense because if it's not actively on a radio, it's how is he broadcasting this
Yeah,
at
and
that
Right.
how does
moment?
he know what's going to be said that's going to match up with how he's feeling?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Yeah, it was suspended or was it suspension of disbelief is fairly easy when you're talking about giant robots, but it's just the too much coincidence that it's like, oh my gosh, he can find it, it's just like, no, this is stupid. This needs to end. Um, but so I know we had talked about it before in the previous run through, but they are working on that like a futuristic setting. Would and you did mention that you would like to see mechs in that setting.
Yep.
Have you thought more about that? Have you?
Well, depends on how they do the meching thing. Like, is it going to be like, are they going to treat the mech like as a vehicle, or are they going to treat it like you're going to be integrated with the vehicle or the robot itself?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of like, is it going to be like the
Is it gonna,
normal Gundam universe, or is it going to be like G Gundam universe?
Yeah.
or like a better example would it be Gundam or like Pilot and Evangelion?
Yeah. Where your neurological like consciousness
Link.
and everything is linked.
You feel the pain. It's just like, oh god,
Yeah.
that's terrifying to think about.
Yeah, if a Gundam's arm gets cut off, you don't feel it. You just can't use it anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I like the idea better of like you feel what the suit feels or the robot feels. It's more
Yeah.
realistic that way. I think you'll fight harder that way.
You'll have more skin in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Like, it depends on how they do. Like if they do come out with it, like I would definitely look forward to see how it's done.
Mm-hmm.
Because like again, I'm always curious about trying new things out. So I wouldn't be against like seeing how this works out.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it works out, I'd be like, hey, like awesome. I already have the books for it.
Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
it seems pretty interesting. Yeah, they got that, and they've got their own version of Urban Arcana that's underway too. Um,
Oh, so that wasn't even out yet. Like I was kind of like thinking about that. Like, how can we also spice up the Highlander game? It was like use magic. But for now, like the whole thing works out for itself.
yeah.
Because like if you guys remember, like in the third Highlander movie, there was that one wizard who had the power of illusion. Actually, actual magic, and it was like that didn't come up until like again like the third movie. So like actual magic in the Highlander story would actually be kind of cool too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and in the TV show, I think there was a couple of people who had mystical abilities, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't there?
There was one that like that had like could do like psychic projection and stuff like that. Made like Connor McLeod, no Duncan McLeod. Excuse me.
Yeah.
God, I'm a Highlander fan. I get names wrong. But
It's
like
alright.
basically made him see like shadow projections, all that stuff, making him like think.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, huh. So I was seeing more of the fighting and stuff like that would actually be cool, or the magic and stuff like that.
That would be pretty cool, though. Yeah,
I agree. Definitely.
throwing lightning bolts and stuff like that. I mean, and it would make sense, being able to maybe potentially tap into the the energies from the quickening, to
Yep,
gain magical abilities. That would be pretty cool.
definitely. I would definitely like be for that for sure because it would alter the whole battlefield itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if there was another round of cinematic adventures, what would you guys like? What movies would you like to see get adapted?
Mm,
Uh, I'd like to see Predator.
definitely.
That's a good one.
Other
Predator would be an awesome cinematic universe to do for everyday heroes.
see like like he said, also Alien.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Alien, the xenomorphs and everything.
Yep.
What else? Um, uh,
Like besides cinematic universes, like if you like delve into other ones, like maybe uh like say cartoon wise, like maybe reboot something like that. A game in a computer world.
Oh yeah, reboot would be cool. That would be pretty cool.
I'm
Yeah, I
thinking of
know.
like
Yeah, because sadly the audiences didn't get to experience the first time around. But yeah, we did discuss a lot of cartoons in particular, that if they were to move away from just movies but go into TV shows and particularly cartoons,
Yeah.
that was
I mean,
that was a good choice.
they did Transformers and GI Joe. I mean, they could do Thundercats, He-Man,
All those like 80s cartoons.
yeah, all those 80s cartoons that were out. If they tap into, I don't know if they could do this. If they could tap into Disney. Gargoyles would be awesome.
Yeah.
Make your own gargoyle.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because Disney doesn't have a whole lot in the way of action cartoons outside of like Darkwing Duck and Gargoyles and
Yeah, not anymore. They used to have some really good stuff. I mean, Gargoyles was like one of their more serious TV.
Yeah, because it actually dove into like some serious topics too. So
yeah,
Yeah.
Love the Shakespearean aspects of that show too.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm. No, there was aspects of like all kinds of world cultures and history and all kinds of stuff in that.
Gargoyles from different cultures and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, was it the Goliath Chronicles or it was before that when they went to leave Avalon and they had to he's like Avalon takes you where you need to go or where you need to be, not where you want to go.
I think that was before the Goliath Chronicles.
Yeah, I want to say it was before, because in the new comics, Brooklyn is married and has a child from one of the clans that he ran from the
yeah, the one of the Japanese clans I remember.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's in the comics. That's Greg Weisman's the most recent run is a continuation. It's like a season 5 of sorts.
Gotcha.
Because there was like I think from slave labor, I think it was what he considered like season 4, or no, I'm sorry, season 3, because season 3 was Goliath Chronicles. So slave labor is the slave labor comic was season 3, so this new one is season 4. I apologize. I had to fix myself there.
You're good. There's actually, speaking of like cartoons and stuff like that, there's a vague one that I always loved, but I never got to finish it. It was a French cartoon that was brought over here. It was called Botsmaster. Please.
Botsmaster? Uh-oh. Technical difficulty.
I think it was him.
Yeah, it was me. We roboted again.
Welcome
You
back.
said Botsmaster, and as you were saying, Botsmaster,
I see it. I looked it up. I do not remember this.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Like I remember like watching it when I was a kid. Like cartoon was like crazy. Like they had the whole 3D thing going on. I never got to any of the toys because again I was a kid and I was poor. So
yeah,
they had like a binary robot too and everything. Just these different robots and all that shit. It was like it was fun to watch. It was kind of weird because like the main character's voice actor is the same guy who voiced Hiro Yui in Gundam Wing, but it's so different. Like he's like happier, like more chipper in that show instead of like the downer Hiro Yui is.
Pop star.
Yeah, like oh, I'm so emotional.
I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
Like, please, I mean, heck, she was so annoying.
Oh my god, though, like it's kind of funny because he kind of in the intro to that show he like kind of like pseudo raps a bit. It is so funny to hear. If you actually listen to the intro, it's like holy shit.
I could probably find the intro.
Go ahead, find it or watch it. You're like, oh my god.
Oh,
it should be on. It should be on YouTube somewhere. I know it is.
Yeah, I'm getting on there right now. Botsmaster.
And speaking of like fake cartoons, since like we were talking about this last time, but I probably didn't pick it up. Dinosaurs. That's another one with like a cinematic, like a cartoon universe. I would love to see be played in.
Dinosaurs, Extreme Dinosaurs, Street Sharks. Yep. I know we were talking about those. Street Sharks would be awesome because that's making its comeback right now. Mattel's bringing it back out.
Paul, you might want to mute your mic for that one.
I was trying to get it so you guys could hear it.
Just don't worry about it. Like, just look it up yourselves, and like, because I know it.
It was coming in all warbly. It was like, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it was weird.
Okay, sorry, my bad.
No,
You're good. You're good. But yeah, like, let him watch that, and he'd be like,
Cyber 9 was another cool French cartoon too. That was on Fox Kids.
"Oh, jeez, I forgot about Cyber 9."
That's cool.
That sounds familiar. That actually sounds familiar.
Yeah,
It's pretty cool. I recommend people go watch that one. Go look that up.
Yes, I do remember this. Okay,
you do remember that show or no?
I remember it vaguely, very very vaguely, but I do remember. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, they had that one, and it was at the same time Fox Kids had Esclafone.
Oh, now there's a universe to be create like story thing. I would love to be in that world. Play games in that world.
Yeah, that's cool.
The guy mecha and stuff like that. The whole like kind of like steampunkish mecha, like the way that pilots like a giant, like a big ass exosuit. Loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that's basically kind of like thought like an oversized exosuit. Like, oh god, exosuits, Exo Squad. There you go.
Exo Squad would be sweet. Yeah, once Everyday Heroes gets their future game up, that would be a great universe to play around in. Talking about, I mean, 90s had such a great cartoon set because like the first episode of Exo Squad, it's like they get into the ship and like a bunch of people are already dead and they barely managed to survive an explosion.
Oh yeah.
There's just like massive war, dark themes of like slavery and slave uprisal. It's like, oh yeah, it's so cool.
It gets into a lot of dark themes there.
Racism. Oh yeah, it's cool.
Oh yeah. The fact that they also didn't like.
I know. Scooby Doo.
Oh, that'd be a fun one to do too.
There would be no battles. It would just be like if you see a ghost, you have to outrun it. Like the only way to stop the ghost is to catch it and unmask it. That's it. Sorry, I typed in 90s cartoons or older cartoons, and I'm just like going through and like looking, and a lot of it's just goofy stuff that wouldn't really make much sense, like Animaniacs. Like, how are you going to make a thing out of that? But yeah, Street Sharks is coming up, reboot. Road Rovers.
Whoa, that's another Warner Brothers one. I remember that.
Yeah, Road Rovers. Yep.
Did you, Paul? Would you able to find like Dinosaurs? I think you were one of the few who like didn't remember what that was. That might have been a late '80s cartoon. I could be wrong.
It might have been.
But like alien dinosaur, like it was like alien dinosaurs come to like give the kids some special things to help like fight some. God, what was it? Like it was a red T-Rex as the villain and stuff like that. The good guys had the ability to transform to like the actual dinosaurs and stuff like that instead of like the human dinosaur hybrid.
Yeah,
so it was great.
Oh yeah, that was their one. Another good one from the 90s too, based on the comic book, is Cadillacs and Dinosaurs.
That sounds familiar.
It ran real brief in the very early 90s, but you can find it on Tubi.
Wow.
The comic is good. I actually have the comic. It's Cryptozoa or Cryptozoic Comics. It's it's really cool. It was.
I'm looking it up right. Weird. This one I don't think I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, it's worth the watch.
Sure.
Yeah, just don't look up the music on YouTube. There's a Cryptozoic album, and it's bad. It's real bad. But Yeah, the cartoon's great though.
Yeah, like
And
that one's not ringing a bell. Like,
oh yeah,
Oh, SWAT cat,
yeah,
SWAT cats.
SWAT Cats would be another good one too.
I don't know how they would do this, but Captain Planet.
Uh,
I'm not sure how they would do that.
that's a good question.
Oh my gosh, the Toxic Avenger and the
Oh,
Toxic
There you go.
Crusaders.
Toxic Crusaders. Yeah.
Toxic Crusaders. That would be fun.
What else? Oh yeah, Centurions.
there
Oh
you
yeah,
go. There's
Centurions.
another one. That would be cool to like dive into, or have at least a kind of like a reboot on that would be nice.
Yeah, I agree. Ronin Warriors.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Running Warriors one would be perfect.
That'd be fun.
Another one, another like diving into like kind of going to the weird stuff in the '90s, like doing something like VR Troopers or like the Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad.
Mm-hmm.
Those would be fun. Those would be cool to kind of like dive into as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sorry, I was dying over here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you all right over there?
Yeah, don't worry, you'll live.
Yeah, everybody's coming down with something over at our house, so
Good.
there's
Stay over there.
Yeah, there's something
Yeah,
going on.
keep it over there.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's just like it seems like everybody's getting it's whatever it is, man. I was listening to this podcast that I normally do, and the host of it, he's all gronky and and raspy, and he's like, "Oh man, I've never taken a week off from a channel. I don't know what this is that I got." And I was like, "Welcome to the club, brother." Everybody's getting it. Yeah, it just takes a lot out of you. It doesn't feel very serious. Like you're not like pooping your brains out or vomiting, but you just feel run down.
Yeah, ever since I started my third shift job, before I leave for work, I take vitamin D, vitamin C, and something else for like energy production and stuff because I literally do not see the sun. I go to work, it's dark. I come home, it's dark. Like, and
Yeah.
I go to sleep, and then when I wake up, there's only like a few hours of daylight, which I don't normally do anything in. But Zoids. Zoids would be cool.
Yeah.
I love Zoids. That's a great one. Like,
Or
that would,
sorry, go ahead.
like, I got a whole bunch of like these new high-end Zoid models, and oh my god, these things are fantastic.
Starship
Like,
Troopers would be pretty cool too.
Yeah, Starship Troopers. That would be a really good one for everyday heroes.
absolutely.
Oh, and you know what? I think I mentioned this before last time. If we go into video games, I would love to see a Gears of War RPG because I love Gears of War. It's my favorite video game series. I own every video game and like a bunch of stuff, and I would love to have that. Like I've even thought like how could I do that? Like because everyday heroes, you could just use that book.
Mm-hmm.
And then just like all you'd have to do is create stats for the weapons of that
Excuse me.
of that game, like the Lancer with the chainsaw and everything.
Right.
Once you made the stats for the weapons, you could totally make like a Gears of War thing, and I think that would be freaking sweet. I should do
it. Combine that with the Rambo, either the Rambo cinematic or the Vault book, which has all the archetypes from the cinematic adventures, but they're just stripped down from the movie's lores. There's several military expansions on there, like Battle Commander and Engineer and stuff like that, so like you can make traps, make bombs, make all sorts of stuff out on the go, or make commands. Like those would be great additions to a Gears of War campaign for sure.
Definitely.
Um, what about Metal Gear Solid?
Good
That would
espionage
be
one, definitely.
Yeah.
Just like a team of like spies, like trying to like prevent whatever kind of war, like just anything like that. Those kind of stuff always like gets a lot of people. That would be definitely a good one to have.
Mm-hmm. And since
Trying to
it's
think of some.
oh, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. No,
Oh,
no,
I
I'm
was,
like go
uh,
ahead.
I was just gonna say, I know since it's October and Halloween is just a few days away. What about in terms of horror in that vein? Anything like that?
Oh, oh, Hellraiser, man, Hellraiser, definitely. I'm a huge Clive Barker fan. Love his work. I think the last book I read of his was Mr. Be Good.
Mr. Be Good. I've never read any of his books. What's Mr. Be Good about?
It's about a god. Like it's been like unfortunately it's like been a few years since I read it too. It's about this demon and stuff like that. Like again, like it's been forever. Like I think I read it like 5 or so years ago.
Hmm.
Here, I'll look up the like references. Just give me 1 sec.
Yeah.
Because again, like I said, it's been forever.
The last Clive Barker stuff I think I've ever read, where it was his Marvel stuff. He had, I want to say he had Clive
Oh,
Barker.
I'm sorry, my
Oh,
mistake. It was Mr. Be Gone.
Mr. Be Gone. Okay.
I thought it was Mr. Be Good, like because I don't know, like my brain's kind of
Oh well, yeah. No, we're all tired.
yeah.
Long days.
Yep. I would like to see horror wise a really good zombie RPG. And you could base that off of, Everyday Heroes or D20 Modern or whatever, but I would like to see a good zombie like normal people against like stereotypical zombies, slow, dead, you get infected with a bite, stuff like that. Like that's what I would like to see.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
so
Night of the
back
Living
to the
Dead.
topic.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
So the topic, like the narrate, basically the plot summary is, it's a narrator attempts to convince the reader to burn the book they are currently reading, but eventually reluctantly agrees to tell his story and introduces himself as a lesser demon named Jacobok Botch, who lived a traumatized childhood in hell, especially due to his brutish, physically abusive demon of a father. To prevent himself from losing his mind, Jacobot decides to write a violent, hate-filled paper in which he commits torture and patricide. Like after, basically, that's the start of the book,
Hmm.
and basically he somehow ends himself like eventually like the do all that shit. He basically finds himself in 14th century Europe, where he basically sees like basically just weird comical adventures like of him being a burnt up demon in 14th century Europe.
Hmm.
That's interesting.
Oh yeah, it came out. Okay, so it came out. I didn't read it. Like I said, I read it a few years ago, but it came out in like 2007, so it's been out for like a long time.
Hmm.
So
That's cool.
let's see.
Yeah.
It would be fun.
Huh.
Hmm.
Um, a wrestling RPG like WWE. Like you make a wrestler and you just like keep trying to do moves and stuff, and then like it would kind of be like uh Highlander, but instead of chopping off the head, you pin them and then you win.
That'd be interesting. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
So when you'd have to follow the rules of the match, but if you're able to like what's the word I'm looking for? If you're able to make the ref look away, then you can like try to do something like against the rules, and if he doesn't see it, uh then you get away with it, stuff like that. But I don't know, that'd be interesting.
That would be.
Yeah,
Yeah. That.
definitely.
Oh, I bet that. I bet they're gonna be tickled pink with that suggestion. Because they've got the MMA as one of
Yeah,
the base
yeah,
classes. So
yeah,
a wrestler, yeah, wrestler class. That'd be fun. Very
yeah, yeah,
interactive.
yeah, a wrestler class or just like all wrestlers.
Hmm. Sort of like how they have variations of duelists. Like there's the smart duelist, there's the finesse warrior, brutal warrior,
Yeah.
and, one other one. So
Yeah, and there's lightweight, heavyweight, different types of wrestlers and stuff.
yeah, that sounds fun.
What about Pirates of Dark Water?
Oh God, there's a good one right there. I haven't thought about that in forever. That show needs a conclusion. Like that's one of those shows that definitely needs an absolute conclusion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's 13 Treasures of Rue, and they only got up to like what 7, 8
Yeah.
before the show was like canceled. Like,
Unceremoniously canceled, despite
Speaking of that,
loving it.
Right. Speaking of like those, like just shows being canceled, the Disney show Tron Uprising was so good. It was like the prequel story before Tron Legacy of like what happens in that grid.
Oh, okay.
Like it's on Disney Plus, but it's only like one season, and it just sucks. It was so good. They got the original guy who did Tron from the original movie to play the voice of Tron in this cartoon.
That's cool.
Like it was just so freaking good. Elijah Wood was like the voice of the main character. Like it was just like again, like overall it was good. I liked the animation style. It was like weird, but like also like but not bad.
Stylized, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard a lot of people say that the cartoon was better than Legacy. So
yes, I will agree with that.
Yeah, I can't lie. I don't remember anything from Legacy other than I got a really good nap theater while watching it. That was the only thing I can remember from Tron Legacy.
You got what?
Say what?
What you think? You got a what?
A good nap.
Oh, nap. Okay. A good nap. I don't know why my mind went into the gutter. I didn't hear what you said. I watched that. I got a really good.
Well, I mean, I was about to say, I was like, I can't imagine what would get me hard in that movie. And I was like, oh wait, no, Olivia Wilde actually looked pretty good in that film, but it was.
You sure about that? I thought she looked kind of weird.
Well, I don't know. She had a little bit of appeal, at least to me. She has no appeal to me now. I mean, she's she's a deadbeat mom, so I have no interest in
I haven't seen any of her since like that Tron Legacy movie.
She's always had that weird, that hot weird look.
Yeah, she had the cat eyes, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. What about? Do you remember that show Mummies Alive?
Dude, Mummies Alive would be so cool.
Oh, I would love that.
Mummies Alive.
Definitely, I would love to see that one.
I'd like to get a Mega Man tabletop RPG, man. Like that'd be cool. They had the Mega Man X Command. Did any?
Oh,
you guys play
that's
that
right.
Yeah.
No, unfortunately, I was too poor to have game systems at that point.
No.
I
remember playing the hell out of that. I loved it. I never got to beat it, but yeah, they could format that into an RPG. That'd be pretty cool. I think Everyday Heroes would be all right with that.
Yeah, that would be a cool one to watch or check out.
Strong robot, tough robot.
Yeah, different types of like just bots.
Maverick.
Oh man. Yeah, basically hunting down Mavericks. That would be a fun one to check out.
I'm not sure why this showed up because I typed in action cartoons, but Action League Now showed up. League Now.
The Flesh.
Oh
He's
my
super
God.
strong and super naked.
Thunder Girl, she flies like thunder.
Like thunder.
Yeah. And Melt Man with the power to melt.
Right.
Stinky Diver. And then but so you guys have been having a lot of fun with Highlander, which has been pretty cool.
Yeah, I really like it.
have you got a good chance to look over the different classes? Have you and figured out which classes and archetypes that you really liked?
Like,
Well, in our game, I play the agile, which I really like. But as I got, what level are we? We're level 5 now.
you guys, the evil team hit level 5. The good team
Okay.
still needs to hit that.
Yeah. So we should fight right now.
No.
But no, I one of the feats I took was brutal class training.
Mm-hmm.
So like you can multi-class kind of without actually multi-classing, because there's feats you can take where you get perks of other classes. And so that's what I went with. I'm the agile character, so I get all those perks, but I also have some perks of the brutal style as well. And I was looking if I wanted to do any more, or if I just wanted to stay agile with brutal. But
Like,
yeah,
like a little spoiler for you guys, like the antagonist to you guys, the Hanjiban character, he's also a fast character, but he went a different route than you. He also went fast with smart.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I knew he was agile at first. I knew that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't know that he went smart instead of strong. But
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, I like that that aspect, and I actually was looking over at this most recent level up after I leveled up. I'm like, okay, and I was looking at what's left, because I was like, okay, at the beginning it was mostly about searching, like putting the pieces together, finding stuff.
Yep.
And then as we get into it more, it's going to be more fighting and stronger people. So I'm like, okay, I need to make sure. I'm like, I have a smart character on my team. He can like do most of that shit. I don't have to worry about that. I just need to focus on being able to fight.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So
The good team, like, I'm not going to actually say anything, because since you both are on the evil team, like, that would just be mean.
Mm-hmm.
But they give you like secrets.
Yeah.
well, we are evil.
The insider knowledge. Yeah.
Well, I will just hang on. Well, I will say this though, like, my niece, since she's new at this, and I know you're not going to take advantage of this because you guys are better than that. I hope. She is the charismatic character, and she also picked the subtype the duelist.
Oh, I knew that.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
yeah.
you did know that.
You know what? It was because I think me, you, Lee, your niece, and maybe someone else, we were all together making our characters.
Oh yeah.
And I think he was there. But me and Lee, since we were on the same team, we're talking to each other, and you kept yelling, "Don't listen to what we're saying." And we're like, "We're not. You're the one drawing attention to you."
Yeah.
And I'm not even joking. I just for fun rolled a dice and got a natural one.
There you go.
But again, like looking at that class, like when that class gets leveled up and stuff like that, that class actually is going to be dangerous.
Oh yeah. Once all the classes like level up, like I was looking at some of the like perks and some of the shit they get, and I'm like, oh fuck. I'm like, that could really like mess us up.
Yeah. And I'll give that to Everyday Heroes over D20 Modern, is that like smart heroes, dedicated heroes, and particularly the charismatic hero, there weren't very many options to go for combat. A lot of them were kind of circuitous and skill, mostly skill based, and that general effect. So it's really cool to see, a weapons master in the smart class. It's cool to see a fighting style in the charismatic class. Those are really cool. I do enjoy that.
And from my observations, like the tough characters, oh my god, their HP is like crazy compared to the others.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Durability was like damn.
Are you tough, or is Florida Man tough?
Florida Man's tough.
Okay. Okay. So we have tough, strong, fast, and smart.
Yep.
Okay.
I am not revealing secrets of the good team besides the charismatic, and that's about it.
Well, now they know there are secrets if they listen to this episode, but
True.
I doubt
But they'll know years. True.
Yeah. But yeah, the brutal warriors really cool. Very
The fact that
very
the
cool
brutal
class.
warrior, the fact that the brutal warrior, like if he misses his attack, he can still do like a die 4 damage just from the like the imp, like the swing is like holy shit.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you're
that's what.
constantly dealing damage. It's sweet.
No,
Yeah.
see, I did that. I took that. That's a feat. That's a major feat you can take,
Mm-hmm.
where you take brutal training, where not only do you do an extra D4 damage, but you still do that D4 even if it's a miss, unless it's a crit miss.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm like, I need to do that because I want to do damage no matter what.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like you can just nickel and dime people all the way. So even if like the other person, like even if both sides are just rolling crappy for that night, the brutal warrior is still nickel and diming the
Yep.
other character all the way down.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. That's I'm sure people are not gonna like having going up against a chainsaw maniac.
Oh, definitely not.
I'm waiting for that. I am waiting for because you haven't had a duel yet.
No, I
No.
haven't. I've chopped
Oh.
up some bikers, but
You and
Yeah.
Florida Man are the only two in that party that haven't had a duel yet. I could say Axe, like on the opposing team, like Axel's character and Matt Gangway's character are the only two that haven't had a duel. So you guys are at least pretty much like balanced on that part.
about equaled. Okay.
All right, they should be the ones to fight in the.
I might set that up. Like if I can get. The thing about Gangway is like his schedule's kind of crazy, so it's kind of like he's there, but he's not there, so I might have to actually find a replacement for him. And it sucks, but it's just like it's his like he just has a hectic life.
That's true.
Yeah.
He's well traveled man. He's
Yeah.
all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
So I get that. Yeah, I can't think. I don't know anybody who could take his spot personally, though.
I thought about like this one former coworker of mine. Like he's a huge D&D nut. He wants to play, but it's just like our schedules don't mesh.
Dang.
Yeah, I might be able to look around and find somebody, but I'd have to. Oh, excuse me. I might have to dig a little deep.
Like if they like the thing is like for him like to play like I would have to play on Sundays, but the problem is Lee also works on Sundays too, so it's just like I can't win here.
Yeah.
It'd be fine to play the good team, but you can't do a crossover.
I couldn't do the crossover stuff, so yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and then we don't really have a whole lot of other players within our circle to.
Now I did ask like people from down like into BG, like Cleaver and them, like see maybe one of them want to join, but Cleaver's so immersed in like Rob's like 5th edition campaign. It's just like, ugh.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like because I invited Cleaver because like he's a D&D player. He plays. I can't like invite like Rob or like Marty because like those two would get on my nerves. Too bad. And I would try to kill. I would have tried to NPC trying to kill him left and right.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of how I was with Florida Man.
Don't worry. Like I hate to say it, like Lee's kind of the same boat as you with his tactics and stuff like that. Because honestly, he was like, Lee's asleep right now, so we're good. Lee is the 4th player, the smart hero, but it's just like he wanted the Florida Man to die, not like because he hates like the player, but like just the character.
Yeah.
Like
Well, and I mean he's playing to his character.
Yeah.
Like he's Florida Man for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
they are
but I'm like
characters.
That is why I told Florida Man, I said, you are on your own. If you do this, if you follow through with your plan, we are not going to be a part of this. And then it just so happened that it worked out, kind of.
Well, say like now that he's done that, like he is targeted, like painted a big target at his back.
As long as it's him and he doesn't draw attention to us, but we are like now we have to work extra hard to make sure he doesn't F up.
Right.
So, but I mean, hey, that adds another layer to the game.
Yes.
So, but yeah, I would be fine if whenever we do the good versus evil meetup, if the 4 people or the 2 people on each team who haven't had a duel yet have their duels with each other, you know.
That might be a good idea.
But that also means 2 characters are for sure gonna die, and it could be both on the same team.
Right.
So who knows?
Oh man, like definitely interesting.
That'll be fun.
It would be cool to watch.
No, it would be fun to watch, especially since I'm on the evil team, and with you know, I know you're supposed to be like, oh, 1-on-1, that is the duel, you know, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, fuck that. I'm just gonna blow the other guy's head off.
I mean, like the other day, like after the game, like I was talking with League, like he has some interesting things he can do now. I'm like, oh shit! Like I looked at him, like, oh damn. Apparently, he also has been using some of his abilities properly.
Yeah, no, I've been.
He apparently has an ability where he can pop out, like just randomly pick up, so like pull something out of his pocket, like, oh, look, it's the right tool we need. Like, what the hell?
Oh, okay, that's cool. Like, oh, we need lock picks. Hey, look, I have some lock picks.
He can apparently he can do it like 3 times a day.
Oh, that's cool.
Dang.
Yeah.
I've been really. Sorry.
Oh, it's just like, okay, we need a flamethrower to get through it. You need flamethrower? Here you go. Like, where'd you get that?
A fucking flamethrower?
Yep.
That's crazy. Yeah, I've been with my I have an animal companion. I took Animal Whisper, which gives me a smaller medium animal, and I took a dog. And I was really confused, but I got to keep remembering that since I only have Animal Whisper and it's not an official companion, it does not battle. It doesn't. It's only for like recon and like scouting and like perception and like stuff like that.
Gotcha.
And sending messages and like going somewhere. Like I can like tie a message to the collar and be like home, and he'll like take off, you know. So that's something I gotta remind. And Justin, as GM, you gotta keep me in check with that, because I think at one point I actually did use my dog for a fight, and my dog bit somebody, and I didn't realize that. I didn't realize it at the time. I mean, it wasn't like a big like game changer or anything, but later on I was reading, I was like, oh shit! I'm like, I wasn't supposed to do that. So that's one thing I gotta keep in mind with my my dog.
So your dog can't technically fight. Got it.
No, because it says so in the Animal Whisper minor feat. It says that this dog will not fight in combat.
Like the hunter class, like they have animal companions, and those animals can actually fight.
Yes. It says if you have a class talent that gives you an animal companion, right, then they can fight. But if you just take Animal Whisper, they cannot.
Gotcha. I'm trying to think of anything else. Like,
well, I know
with the. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, because I know, speaking of rules and all that stuff, I know that we've had some complications with vehicle combat.
Yeah,
so that's something we're gonna have to study up on, and like I mentioned,
because like the last session we did, like my NPC ran interference against the bad party, and he used a cannon to shoot at a helicopter. But the thing is, I can roll damage for the cannon, but there's no technical HP for the helicopter. Mm-hmm. So like there's just missing math there, which is like kind of driving me nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might just have to come up with your own for our game. Be like, okay, this is how I'm going to do it for this game.
Yeah.
You know, Hey, yeah, like I'd be fine with that if you like went through it with us. Like, okay, here's how it's going to work. Helicopter has this many hit points because it's this kind of vehicle. Blah blah blah. You know, like a military helicopter is going to be stronger than a news chopper. You
Right.
know.
Or like a personal helicopter.
Yeah, or
Definitely
yeah,
stronger.
something like that. Yeah. So, and it also depends on like the weapon, and you have the armor value and the penetration value and all that other stuff. So yeah, it's definitely like a little confusing to work through vehicle fighting.
Right. So like yeah, that's the one thing that's been griping me with this. Like that's just one minor gripe about this thing. Other than that, like the game is fine. I just gotta like remember like chase dynamics and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Just like
Mhm.
stuff like I just need to remember as a GM for this.
Yeah.
Other than that, I've been having a blast with this. It's just kind of fun. The fact
Yeah.
like I am gonna tell you this on the for the good party. Axel Gangway's other son
Hmm.
Yes.
dueled Lu Bu. And but
Yeah.
like it wasn't like a fight to the death. It was just a test of strength against Lu Bu, like showing them their basically their difference.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
got he got destroyed.
I bet.
Oh, yeah, I bet he did. Well, I mean, like at this point, we're level 5, and all 4 of us were running from him.
Yeah,
We're like, no, thank you.
and I did like I said, I got to buff some of the NPCs and stuff like that. Like I buffed mine up to make them still a threat to you guys, but you should at least kind of like stand toe to toe a little bit more, or at least try to stand toe to toe.
Well, I mean, hell, the last session, if reinforcements hadn't come, we would have won that. I mean, it was 4-on-1,
Right.
and we weren't dueling. We were just
It,
like,
it wasn't a duel. It was a weird gun helicopter versus old school cannon fight.
yeah. But I mean, hey, we were laying out the damage, but like I said, we were like, we got to go. I wanted to finish it off, but we couldn't. It just didn't work.
Yeah.
Right. And honestly, like that's what I didn't have intended was like it was a chance for you guys maybe to try to get rid of him. But again, like I was also throwing that out since like my antagonist character like works with Lu Bu and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
he like Lu Bu will have his back basically.
Yeah.
I didn't buff Lu Bu. He's still at the same level I have him at, and I'm going to keep him just because it would be fair to like constantly buff the NPCs
Yeah.
and try to like kill you guys.
Yeah.
Well, I want to try to kill you guys because it's fun to kill you like players, but
It's kind of the point of this.
That's the point. But yeah, it's kind of the point. You're supposed to try and kill us.
Yeah.
at the same time is like I gotta also like try to make you guys have fun.
True.
And
Now,
I don't want to like feel bad. Like I will like if your characters do die, I will feel bad. But again, at the same time is like this is what you signed up for.
right.
Yeah, it's all about the roll of the dice.
Yep.
Now, yeah, because so for people who are listening, the center of the story that we're in right now is a young girl is able to take away an immortal's quickening and return them back to mortal, right?
Yes.
And so that's the core of what. So that's what we're the good side and the bad side are trying to do. Like the bad side don't want her around, and the good side is trying to protect her from the evil side. And
They understand.
yeah, and the good ones are trying to they want to release some immortals from the prolonged immortality. Now, and that speaking of that, so there's the do you remember the episode? I'm sure you probably do, Justin, but the episode where we find out what happens when immortals pass away when they're kids.
Oh yeah, the lamb. That's right. I remember that episode.
Oh my gosh, is that not the most heartbreaking story of like the entire thing?
That
Like,
I do feel bad for that kid, but at the same time is that kid's also a little dick.
sure.
Yeah. Wouldn't you be?
Yeah, you're right. I would be, but it's just like for me, it's just like, oh, you little shit. It's just
Yeah,
like, but it's just like at the same time, like I do feel bad for him though because he has that disadvantage. Though I think the worst one, like out of all of them, is that one mentally handicapped immortal. I felt so bad for him.
The one that was in the sewers of Paris, that one.
No, the one like basically who he was kind of like he knew a lot about trains. Like the episode was called "The Innocent."
Okay, I haven't gotten to that point yet.
It's in season. It is in season 4, but it's just like he's like not mentally all there. Like he's not like he just like he knows a lot about trains and stuff like that.
Okay.
But it's just like when like the end of that episode, like he's like both Duncan and Richie were just like we can't like have him around because he's going to like attract a lot of people to him, like dangerous people, because he's an easy target. So they did the thing they could think they could do best is like just put him out of his misery. Like Richie's just one decided ones that he wants to do it, but the guy like they run on train tracks and the guy just like it's okay, like just lays his head on the train track just to let the train run over his like cut off his head. I was like, oh my god, I died.
Ugh,
I was
That's really
like,
sad.
it is really sad.
that's gut wrenching.
It is gut wrenching, and I'm just like, I cannot watch that episode without tearing up. Like, it kills me.
Yeah, but like, and like infants, the immortals that are stuck as in the infant form, because I want to say that was the other one too in the Lamb. I think that was what that was. There was like was it a sanctuary that has a nursery in it, and then so when you cut to the last film where it's when Duncan ascends to the one, he is the one, the last one. It's like you go back into that series, it's like, dude, the evil people had to get into that nursery and wipe out kids,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
brutal.
just like Anakin killing the younglings.
Yeah.
And the kid called him Master Anakin too.
Did he? Did he say Master Anakin?
I think he did.
Oh, that's why he killed him then. Because he was pissed off because he didn't get the rank of Master. He was like, "Oh, Master Anakin." He's like, "You little shit."
Actually, give me 1 second. I'm just gonna look this up real quick. See if he actually does. I want to see if he actually says it. So just give me a moment here.
But yeah, the
Okay.
Highlander stuff is fun.
The kid said Master
okay.
Skywalker. So like it's just like the kid called him a freaking master.
Oh yeah.
So he did Master Skywalker.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That okay. I never caught that before until now, because Anakin, they didn't give him the rank of Master, and the kid was like, "Oh, Master Anakin," and then he's like, "Pshong." So he's like, "I'm not a master."
I feel bad for that. Like that seems like
Well, I mean, they go back to that a lot in what was it the Mandalorian and what was the other one? The Mandalorian, and then there was another
Boba Fett.
like so. Yeah, Boba Fett. Yeah, maybe it was Boba Fett. Boba Fett and Mandalorian. They go back to that night where the clone troopers attack the temple.
Yeah,
and it shows
the sister is a survivor. She was one of the younglings who survived and then converted.
Yep.
So that's all.
Oh no, it was Obi-Wan. It was Obi-Wan. That's what it was. It was the Obi-Wan series.
Obi-Wan.
Yeah, it was Obi-Wan and Mandalorian. They did flashbacks of that.
I didn't watch Boba Fett. My wife did. I got up to the point where teen kids riding colorful modded hover scooters, and I was like, I'm fucking out of this. This is stupid. I'm fucking checked out.
yeah, like that's what I've done with a lot of like Disney-esque Star Wars stuff, like I've lost a lot of interest because again, like the sequel trilogy, there's ugh.
It's really hit or miss with with a lot of stuff. I mean, some stuff is great and other stuff not so much. But
Right.
I mean, you got to give it a chance because a lot of people are like, oh, this sucks, this is stupid. I'm like, okay, well, I'll watch it and then I'll decide. And sometimes I'm like, oh, I like this, or I'm like, they're right, it sucked.
Yeah.
I did what like I said, like I watched some of it, but it's like I just got tired of it mostly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mando was good though.
Mando was good. I will give it that. Like the few seasons I did watch.
Yeah.
I didn't actually finish it, so but again, I also lost interest in Star Wars for a while.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's any. You know, it'd be interesting. A Digimon or Pokemon RPG.
Oh man,
with an everyday hero.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that might have to go into like a separate, a whole nother thing because that's like a totally different. That's monsters and stuff that you train and all that. But I mean, there's various monsters in there. You know, I mean, you could pick a type of trainer.
Yeah.
Like they do have animal companions in the game, so like it should be applicable.
Yeah. More so with Pokemon than Digimon. Digimon would have to be its own thing. I don't think Everyday Hero would go into Digimon, but Pokemon maybe.
Maybe like, Digimon still could try, but it's just with the like evolution and stuff like that. Kind of like
At
the same time, Pokemon has evolution too, so but the evolution is permanent.
But I understand. Yeah, because you'd have to redo each class completely.
Right.
You wouldn't even be able to have. I mean, like you would have to redo a lot of the core rules and stats for the core class and on top of the archetype. So, because there's no way you're as a Pokemon trainer you're gonna have the strong heroes like reckless attack unless that conveys into the animal that you train. But yeah, no, there's no way.
You could be like, oh, I have this, and so I can like have my Pokemon do it or something.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I overall though, so what's your? Because both of you've played D20 Modern and now Everyday Heroes. Which one do you like more? Which one do you or what aspects of which did you like? What would you like to see in Everyday Heroes compared to it?
Ooh, that's a tough question.
I mean, they're both good. I like D20 Modern.
Right.
I think Everyday Heroes is a bit simpler. Like they simplified things,
like a streamlined version.
Yeah, it's like a streamlined version, but they also have some new stuff.
Right.
So
like the inspirations, like kind of say, like I do like the fact, like in this the Everyday Hero system, it has the inspiration, which is like an action point basically. But at the same time, it doesn't stack. You just once you use it, then you have to do something like for the GM to give you another inspiration.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of like D20 Modern, which had you could do tons of it, like or you could set a limit to it. I think that was the problem with like when we first started, like originally started Transformers. Like people had a lot of action points.
Yeah.
And we just built that up, so it's just like, oh shit. So this limited like thing is actually kind of better.
Yeah. Were there any advanced classes or settings from D20 Modern that you'd like to see move on to or move into Everyday Heroes?
Good question. Like thinking about it's kind of hard.
I mean, I have both books next to me, but it would take me a while to like go through them.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, because like. I do think in this Everyday Hero stuff, I think it's cool. Like they have the base class, but then you just have these little like subtypes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's
and then every what do you call it? Cinematic adventure has their own
classes as well. Yeah.
Yeah, their own.
hits as well. Yeah. So, and that's actually one thing that confused me when I made my character is I did like the base, like, oh, I want fast. And then I didn't realize that in the book, agile was like the subclass or whatever. And so I thought like it was agile, and then I picked another one from Everyday Heroes. So I basically had picked two. And then when I realized what I had done, I went back and I'm like, okay, I definitely need to fix this because I'm going to be a little overpowered.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You accidentally mixed the wrong a wrong archetype with a wrong base class.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So I messed it up, but I did go back and I fixed it. So I'm just agile now.
because I want to say there's some things from D20 Modern that didn't make the hop, like what is it, the Infiltrator advanced class, because that's basically what the archetypes are. Is they're kind of the advanced class built into it, so it's almost like an alternating um, thing, construct as you play your character. Because but I did notice that like again, like I said, the Infiltrator went missing, Daredevil went missing, the Negotiator went missing, and oh gosh, there was at least like one or two other ones that have slipped my mind. Those are just some of the ones off the top of my head that they didn't make the hop from D20 Modern to Everyday Hero. So I wasn't sure
Yeah.
if you've put any thought into that, or if you've noticed that, or
I haven't because I know the first game I played that kind of went with D20 Modern was the Transformers game, which had its own set of stuff, and we really only went back to D20 Modern for like
the
finer
base.
detail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the core.
So yeah, the very very core stuff because at first it was just like following the handmade rules and stuff.
Yeah, the homebrews.
Yeah.
But all right. Um, I'm just trying to think if there was any other things about Everyday Heroes that you guys wanted to just discuss. I mean, are there any final thoughts about the game? Like anything else that you'd like to see? Any maybe some rules get clarified? I mean, like anything that especially for our show, like we're always looking for uh questions from the audiences and about topics and that such that we're gonna cover.
Mhm. Like honestly, like I'm not like I said, I already like made my big issues about the game known, like just the vehicle combat.
Mhm.
Other than that, like I really see no big issues myself.
Okay.
Like if I
Yeah,
see something, if I do see something that like I'll bring it to attention. But other than that, like because I'm still relatively new when it comes to like GMing games and stuff like that. So I'm
Yeah.
like trying to like play like a character, like do this as a balanced GM. Like I'm not playing favoritism to either side
Mhm.
because the good party has gotten themselves into trouble too. But I'm not telling you what they did.
mhm,
But they've done stupid stuff on the each side has done some stupid things. Like Florida Man is the prime example for that side.
yeah,
But other than that,
but
it's
yeah,
just like I've had no real gripes. It's just me trying to balance of don't play favorites and like let the dice roll. Like if character dies,
yep,
character dies. You just have to accept it.
yep.
And
So
and what about you,
sorry.
Paul? Anything? Any?
Nothing I can think of. Same thing like Justin said. The vehicle combat and stuff that was a little tricky in our last game. Um, And I haven't really had to experience too much of it. Because I mean, we all have our own vehicles and we take them everywhere, but we haven't had a lot of like combat. Like it didn't really majorly come up for us until last session.
Yeah.
So I think that's all I can think of right now.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that I've done thus far has been pretty self-explanatory, and I've got a backup character too. That I'm ready with if something happens to my main.
And to be fair too, I did actually like if people still want to play, they can make a backup character. That's up to them. Like Paul did. If you're Edgar or like your crazy murder psycho killer dude dies, you can create another one if you want to, but that's up to you. I won't force you to stay either.
Yeah.
Like because it's just like bring other people in too to like help me expand too. So
Oh yeah, sure. Gives other people an opportunity to give it a shot.
Yeah.
All right.
And like I said, for my niece, like I'm trying to make this a decent game too. Like I told her too, like I told her outright, if your character dies, you can't get mad. You can get upset, but you can't get mad at the other people because in this game, like this is like death is going to be a part of the game completely. You're just going to have to accept it.
Yeah.
It'll suck, but move on.
Yeah. Who wants to live forever, right?
Good reference there.
Yeah.